Hey everyone, it's Shelly Rose May, art by the Métis Mama, and today I'm just going to do a couple some shares and just do some random talking. Yesterday I went to what is it called? Indoor garage sale in support of the Roar Society, which is an animal rescue organization here in Rocky Mountain House. And I wanted just to share what I got from there. I got a bunch of stuff for $20. And this is one of the first things that I found. And it's such a beautiful book. It's got some really nice pictures in here. But the thing about this book is it had all these really pretty leaves in it, dried leaves. So for now I'm leaving them in the book until I figure out what I'm going to do with them. I'm kind of thinking using packing tape to seal them, but I don't know yet. I don't have a laminator. But if you guys have any ideas, put them in the comments and let me know, because I'm not exactly sure what to do with those right now. But what a beautiful book with such beautiful pictures. If you follow my work, you know how much I love incorporating my culture into my artwork with images of First Nations and Native American images. So this is going to be a really great book for junk journal pages, but also for harvesting out all the goodies in here. So that was one of the first things I got. Then I got this wrapping paper. I absolutely love using wrapping paper in my junk journals as pages, but also I like tearing it up and using it in mixed media backgrounds and collage. So this was a nice, really pretty floral. So that was a great find. Then I got this one, The Colors of Jane Austen. Now, I'm not a big Jane Austen fan or anything. I just got it because of the fact that it was a coloring book, because I love using coloring book pages in my junk journals. So, and there is some really lovely pages. Like this kind of stuff, I'm not really into that, but I love, like I love the teacups. Those are pretty. I love this kind of floral design. That's okay. These kind of remind me of authentic Métis moccasins. If you guys have ever seen those pointy-toed moccasins, Lisa Shepherd, she's a Métis artist, she makes them. That's what these remind me of. But they're not moccasins. They're some type of like a shoe from that time. So yeah, it's not too bad of a find. Like I love this page here. This is a nice page too. Again, I'm not in love with the people images in this book, but it has like a lot of really good pictures, so it was worth it, you know. Okay, and then I got, and I'll zoom in for this stuff because they're smaller. So I found these little chickens, painted resin embellishments. So I'm collecting things for my kids. I did a video on this recently, and let me see. I mean, these can be for adults too, but let me see. Let's do this. These are my junk journal in a jar kits, and they have like glue stick. They're all going to be different, but this one has like a glue stick and a watercolor palette, a pen, a junk journal, some scrap paper, stickers, and other pieces of ephemera for decorating. But I also included like buttons. Like this is a butterfly button. There's like a wooden rabbit and some blank beads that someone can color. So these were, the focus of these is for, what am I trying to say here? I made these for kids. But, so I've been collecting things. I mean, obviously adults can use them too, because I love using kid stuff as well, but I've been collecting things for my kids' junk journal kits, and these are just so cute, these little chickens. So I thought these would be nice to include in my little junk journals in a jar. Now, they're kind of thick to put in a junk journal, but it doesn't mean you can't put them in, or even just to have them for fun. Like, I could even make a charm out of them somehow. I'd have to probably glue on an eye pin and cover it with fabric or something so that it has like a little thing to hang it on. But these could totally work in my little junk journals in a jar. So I got those green chickens and then these ones, little white ones. So those are going to go in my, let me make sure I'm in frame here. This is my kids stuff. So I separated my regular junk journal supplies, and I made like a kids box. So this has everything that I would use in a kids junk journal in a jar kit. So it's got like a few bells and beads, and goes in there. Buttons, small buttons. These are little washi tape things that I made on little mini cards. There's some wooden pieces and wooden buttons, seashells. These are the blank buttons. And then here we have a few, these are charms that I wouldn't necessarily use, or nor do I like, but I thought kids might like them. Like this, here's a bat, a little elephant. Then here's some, I've got these at a garage sale. A couple of unicorns, and then some of these eyeball pins, because what I'm doing is I'm making little bead charms out of those eyeball what are they called again? I'm just calling them light bulb. That's what they're called. Light bulb pins. They might have a different name, but, and then I stick a little charm on there, and I just use some scrap fabric and twine or eyelash trim or something to dress it up. And then these are just other little spare things that I have that are kind of more in a kid's theme. I got these at a garage sale. They're like little buttons, but super cute, right? So that's where those chickens are going. Let's do these ones first. I got some die cuts, and these are all the stuff that are in here. Skeet board flowers, there's popsicles, watermelon, like just all kinds of fun stuff. And I thought these would be good for my kids' junk journal kits. Maybe not the beer or the cocktails, but these other stuff would be kind of fun, I think, for my kids' junk, because I also plan on making bigger kids' junk journals, so that's why I got those. Normally I wouldn't get stuff like that. Then I found these, and they're kind of hard to open, so where's my scissors? These keepsakes, scrapbooking and memory collection. There's silver ones and copper. Gee, the bags are pretty sturdy. So these are perfect for my spirit doll workshops. Somebody will have a lot of fun with those. So those get put in here. This is like my random container of things that I collect for my spirit doll workshops. You could have some of these that I got from the Busy Beaver, which is located in Leslieville. These are in her like kind of clearance section. So there's all kinds of fun. And they're just on like a lobster clasp, and there's like, it's like a Scrabble tile, right? Super fun. So I have some of those. I have some of these are actually earrings I got on Temu, and they were so cheap, but I was like, you know what, those would be perfect. Excuse me, geez, my throat. Those would be perfect for a embellishment on a spirit doll. Then I made some of these altered puzzle pieces with an old Paw Patrol mini puzzle that was missing one piece. So I did some mixed media background and just did a few of those, like so. And is there another one in here? Here's the other one. And then I actually ended up making a charm out of these. Where is it? So here's the one I made into a charm. It says holy, and I put a little dangle on one of the protruding parts. And I just used wire. I had this purple wire and this beautiful glass bead. So this will make a really nice junk journal charm. So there's that. Anyways, I'm kind of getting off topic here, but yeah, this is, I made this keychain, a Sasquatch keychain to go with a Sasquatch junk journal, but I don't know if I will. Actually, I'm going to put that over there. I don't know what I'm going to use that for. I put this in here too. My friend Delmaine gifted me this beautiful mandala dot art keychain that she made, and it's just so beautiful. And I thought it would be cool to put on a doll, but now I'm kind of thinking I might just want to keep it and put it on here with my, this is my junk journal bag. Yeah, I think I'll do that. My friend Teresa gifted me this bag, so I'm just going to stick it on there. This is my traveling mini junk journal bag. Okay, so I kind of got off topic there, so let's get back on topic. I found this there too. It was just sitting randomly on the table, and it was actually a magnet. I pulled the magnet off because I thought this would be a really great embellishment for a Métis themed spirit doll kit. So I could include like the fiddle, the Métis sash, a smudge bowl with sage, whatever, and make these sort of little mini or make a mini, I can't even think today, I'm so tired. Little mini kit. Anyways, so I found this necklace that needs to be taken apart because I got it for the beads. It's got a lot of really great beads on here. So that was a great find. It looks like a quartz there. Looks like some carnelian, and then the rest are like wood beads, and then there's some glass beads. So that was a really great find. Then I found this really crazy bracelet. So I'm looking forward to taking it apart. It's got these really cool blingy faux rhinestone charms, and then there's the glass beads, and I got it for these hearts. These hearts are so beautiful. and I thought they would really make a pretty charm on a really nice on a cedar spirit doll, or even on a bundle wrapped spirit doll. Then there's some glass beads on here too, so that was a good find. I just keep checking to make sure I'm in frame because I have a habit of getting out of frame. Okay, then I found these really pretty earrings, and they're actually clay or pottery. They're so beautiful, and I got them obviously for the beads for my doll kits and stuff. But like looking at them, now normally I wouldn't even think of buying these for myself to wear, but they're just so beautiful, and they're obviously handmade, and I feel like it would be a shame to take them apart. So now I'm thinking I might just keep them for myself and actually wear them. I like wearing more indigenous jewelry, like jewelry that has meaning behind it, like beaded jewelry that reflect my culture. So this is kind of like out of my comfort zone of what I would normally wear in terms of jewelry, but they're just so beautiful. Why do I always have to wear indigenous jewelry, right? But I just love indigenous handmade jewelry. But yeah, that might have to get put in my personal collection. Okay, then I found this bracelet. It's got some nice amethyst, and I think this is fluorite. It looks like fluorite. So that'll get taken apart to put in my bead collection. And then I found this charm with some hearts and butterflies and other little random charms. There's a little key. So again, that'll get taken apart and put in my collection of charms and whatnot. Then I found like these glass, I want to say they're glass beads, right? Pretty sure they are. And I know they use them for something. I've seen them on like bracelets and different things, but these are really nice for spirit doll kits as well. So I got those. And then I got all these little charms. There's like a dragonfly, a yin yang. Here's a couple of these really funky butterflies, which I love. A couple hearts. A couple of these little ladybugs, which I think those can go in the little kids. I'm gonna put these in the kids' charms here that I have. And then, oops, how'd that get in there? And then there's some, oops, dragonflies. These are so cute. And a little moon. So that was a really great little haul. And I'll stick these charms in with my other charms. So as you can see, I'm getting low on charms again already, but slowly getting more. Okay, next thing I wanted to share is I have a couple little junk journals available if anyone's interested. Finished these ones. So this was the first one, and this one I gave it a little fringe, and then it also has some, oh, I gotta zoom out. I think I'm good, right? It's got a little beaded fringe down here, and this is made with canvas. There's the back. You can kind of see my logo there. And I've started putting some things in here, but I will put a few more goodies. If anyone's interested in this journal, let me know. So we've got a children's book page. So I lined it with a dictionary page, but the outside is canvas, and it's just paint and stamping. And then I put this girl on top. And then I did a slow stitch with red and green around the edges. And then I glued this pocket in. It's just a fabric pocket. So we've got a children's book page. This is mulberry paper that I got from my friend Teresa. Another dictionary page. This was actually the front page of the mulberry paper with the advertising on it, and I like the color, multicolor, so I kept it as a, and I'm using it as a page in here. We got a map page, another children's book page. This is just an old magazine that I threw some paint down on both sides. We got a children's seashore reader page, and then I just glued a see, I can't talk today. A piece of scrap fabric. There we go. And there's like a music sheet, another children's book page. I've been bringing in a lot of that children's energy because I love the innocence of it and the playfulness. They're just so fun to use. Here's an old vintage Disney encyclopedia book page that I threw some paint down, and I actually really love how that turned out. That look there. And then this is the other side of the pages. I also included one of my altered paper clips that I made recently. This one says Bloom, and it's got like a wooden face. This face is backed on a piece, like a round wood disc. And this is just watercolor paper. And then I threw some eyelash trim and this sort of scrap fabric. And then I just stuck it on here. Oops. And I'll probably clip something on the back there. But I made just a few little ones of these. Here's one of the other ones I made. This one says Grateful. So I'm clipping these into different journals. And then this one here says Shine. And then this one here says Brave. I really like how these turned out. They're so cute. I think I need to make more of these. That one has a little flip out, and I keep my journals fairly simplistic. And then I put a couple of these paper dolls back here, but I always throw in extra stuff when I send these off. So even though I'm showing this is what I put in here, when you get them, there'll be more goodies in there. Plus, I always include a little ephemera pack with all my junk journals. So the price that I quote is, it always includes an ephemera pack. So this one is $25, which might seem like a lot for the size, but again, this is original artwork and it's on canvas, which is really durable. And you get an altered paper clip, you get some of my own personal printables, and an ephemera pack. So I think that's a good price. Then I have this one, and it's the same price as that one. I just didn't put the fringe on the side. You get this beaded fringe here at the bottom, and this one says Brave Soul Journey Within. There's the back. And I did slow stitching again around the edges. I just really love how this one turned out. I really love her. And then again, I did the fabric pocket. This is mulberry paper on the inside, and I just did some finger painting. Excuse me. Have a sip of my tea here. Oh, okay. A couple faces. Jeez. One more sip of my tea. Okay. Moving on. This is actually supposed to be a moccasin. When the drum beats, she flies. And Just Smudge. Brave and Great Spirit, Eagle Feather. Now, I can change out the paper dolls too if you don't like, and the ephemera that I included here, if you don't like it, just let me know. But she's available. So that, I think is that everything I wanted to share? I think that's it. Oh, one more thing I was going to share is I've been working on Spiritual kits again for an order. And I'll just zoom out a little bit. So these are the kits I put together. These are gender neutral and male themed kits. So like this one, you could see, like it could be a man, it could be a woman, right? Like the face is pretty neutral. This one is supposed to be the same, but it definitely has more masculine features, I would say. But yeah, a lot of them are designed to be either or as per request. So I don't normally do gender neutral stuff. So this was new for me. I've been doing these just recently, I think this year it started with the gender neutral kits. But I just wanted to share these because, let me see here. Let me just open one of these up. I think this is the one I taped. Let's get this one open. I had to tape one of them because the side ripped. Okay, here we go. So, here's one of the faces that I did. Now, most of the time when you order kits from me, I use my very own faces. Not that this isn't my own face, it is, sort of, and I'll explain what I mean. These are a couple of the guy faces I have. I don't typically paint guys because I'm a woman and I like to focus on women in my art. Because a lot of my art is around healing, especially healing the lower 3 chakras. And as a stage 4 cervical cancer survivor, I try to focus on that sort of area for that reason, because there's so much trauma in the collective and in Indigenous families in those lower chakras. So yeah, so I don't paint a lot of men. So these are a couple of the guy faces I have that I use in my kits. And I was kind of like not sure about making, like, how do I want to make some more guy faces, but like I didn't want to use the same face over and over again. And I didn't feel like painting any more guy faces, and I'm not in love with this face. Even though other people might be, I was like, I don't like it. I have to like it, right? So I decided to try use ChatGPT to make a couple guy faces because it kind of would get me out of a jam. So I did. So what I did was I got a picture of, where is it? One of my spiritual faces, one of my other spiritual faces. So this one, I took a picture of it, I uploaded it to ChatGPT, and asked it to generate a gender neutral picture based on this image. And this is what it came up with. And I was like, I actually don't mind that. So I got that face done, and then I did the same thing with this face, and it created me this face. Created me this face. So from this face, I got this one. And I was like, you know what? I actually like that. I prefer my faces more, but I didn't mind that. So using it for, and then I got it to do one more, and then it did this one. It was too dark. But I thought, you know what? I could use that in my mixed media art. So I kept it just for doing mixed media art with. But I'm not in love with AI art. I don't like using it in replace of my own art, but for this specific reason, I was okay with doing that. Now, I know a lot of people are very upset about AI. There is a lot of artists using it, and I see there is a lot of benefits to it, but it can be it could definitely take a negative turn if you're not careful. So for me, I'm just trying to use it in a way that can help give me more time and freedom to focus on the things that I love. For example, I used it to create these journal labels, junk journal in a jar labels. I've been using it to do my little medicine prayers. So I upload the prayer I want and I ask it to make a nice card for me. So these new medicinal prayers go into each kit now. So it's just been so nice because it takes away me doing that, because my computer is a pain in the butt. I hate using it. I have to run to the library to do everything. And this just gives me more time for me, and I can create and spend more time just relaxing and doing my art and doing the things I love. So that's my perspective on ChatGPT. I'm not going to dive deep into the whole realm of it. I just wanted to share a little bit of how I'm using it to create more me time for myself. So these are the kits I made with those faces, and I absolutely am in love with them. And I'm looking forward to sitting down and creating some new girl faces with my own artwork, not with AI, with my own. But these work for me for now for male faces. So yeah, that is it and that is all. And thanks for watching. And if you feel like sharing your perspective on people that use AI in their art solely or a little bit or whatever, feel free to comment. No judgment. I think it's cool to have conversations. What I don't think is cool is when people attack you for doing things that you feel is right for you. So I respect your opinion, but we all need to do what's best for ourselves, and I will never use it 100% fully to create art with, because I just don't love AI art generally. I feel like it's missing something, and I would much rather dive in with my own hands and energy and spirit versus using a computer to generate something beautiful. So anyways, thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.